and welcome to the Vita Cast, episode 90. That's a weird number to say, but we hit it. We hit 90, 10 away from 100. This is the Vita Cast. I'm your host, Tyler Oltoff, and with me, as usual, we got Kyle Wakeling.
Hey Tyler, how's it going?
It's going all right. We've also got Liam. What's up, Liam?
Hey dude, how's it doing? How's it doodling?
You just woke up, so you're pretty tired, aren't you?
Just a little.
What time is it over there?
It's 10:15 in the morning.
Well, good morning. Rise and shine.
Thank you.
Did you have your tea and crumpets yet?
Nope, I don't do tea and crumpets. I don't follow British traditions.
Well, there's your first problem. That's why you're so tired.
Probably,
It's
yeah.
not the proper way to wake up. Well, anyways, like I mentioned, this is the Vita Cast. We talk about the Vita, and we normally go to what we've been playing. But I kind of have a little story I want to tell, because this was a close call, and I am so glad that I caught this before it was too late. So recently, there was a special edition release of a game called Are No Surge Plus Ode to an Unborn Star. I think that's the full name. But yeah, there's a special edition released for it. And I accidentally ordered two. So I got my first copy and I played it and enjoyed it, but I still have my second copy here, and I left it inside the box that I got it in. And, well, I moved rooms, so now I'm downstairs. I used to live upstairs in the house, and I left the box in my room with a ton of other boxes that were empty. And my mom decided to go through there and take all the boxes out and put them in the recycling pile. And I was upstairs just chatting with her or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, I went through the old room and took out a whole bunch of the boxes here, so I don't know if you still want to use any of them or whatever, but here's all the boxes." And I'm like looking, I'm like, oh no. I grabbed that and I was like, I had completely forgotten that I left this in the box, and that was about to get thrown in the recycling, and I was about to be very frustrated when probably months later I'm like, "Where's that Are No Surge Plus game? Where did it go?" And I cannot find it. So, man, that was close. And I just looked at my mom. I was like, "Mother, look what you did. You almost threw away $40 or something, whatever it was." But anyways, I got it, and it is sitting right next to me. I am not letting anyone touch it. So that's just my little short story before we jump into what we've been playing. So yeah.
That's quite a story, Tyler.
Yeah, it was interesting. I'm just glad that I caught it, and that she actually decided to say something. Because I mean, she could have just left the boxes there and then eventually thrown them away and been like, whatever, they're all empty boxes. So yeah. Anyways, let's jump into what we've been playing. I'll start, I guess, since I'm the one talking a lot already. I'll get it out of the way. I've been playing a ton of Resident Evil, and that brings me into another story actually. So I guess I'll jump through this real quick. I was fighting a difficult boss. I guess you'd consider it a boss. It was an enemy I've never fought before. I think it was episode 2. I won't give away what the boss was or anything, but basically my situation was crap. I had no ammo. I had Claire, who is the one that uses the guns. She was completely dead almost. Like, the screen was flashing red and it was doing the annoying like heartbeat stuff, and just like I can't barely see anything, so I'm like, this is the perfect time for a boss battle. And sure enough, boss battle happens, and I tried it like 20 times and just kept dying and getting so pissed off because it was the worst thing. Like, the game was saved, so I was gonna, every time I spawned, I was gonna have no health, no ammo going into this boss battle. So I had to do something I never liked to do, and I had to turn the difficulty down to easy just to get past that spot because I was getting so pissed off. And it's been a long time since I've ever had to do that, and it hurts. I'm a little crushed right now as a gamer. I'm just so disappointed.
You're a slacker.
Yeah.
Slacker.
But anyways, I finally got past that and switched it back to the normal difficulty that I was playing at, but man, it was so frustrating. I just could not get past it. Like, I tried so many times, and I tried so many different tactics, and nothing was working. It was, oh man. But yeah. Anyways, I played that. I also jumped back into Tales of Hearts R. I've been playing a lot of that, actually. I've been meaning to finish the game since I've had it for so long, and I have never gotten really that far in it, so I think it's about time I pushed along. I only have one trophy in that game, and I've played like 6 or 7 hours, so It's very interesting. Anyways,
I've been there.
yeah, I played a
Yeah.
little bit of that, and I've also been playing a ton of Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls, and I'm in chapter 2, I believe. That game's awesome. I'm loving it. I'm sure Kyle will have more to say. Of course, he'll keep it spoiler free, right, Kyle?
Absolutely.
Good man, good man. I'll have to slit his throat if he doesn't. Anyways, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that, loving the game. So, also, I started up Soul Sacrifice Delta, and I started a mission, and then I shut the game off and went right back to Resident Evil. So, yeah, I guess you can't really consider me playing that game. But I had like an itch to play it, and then I lost the itch real quick. So, but I kind of still want to play it, so I'll probably jump in that sometime this week. And then the last game I played was a little bit of Borderlands 2. Ran around, killed some people, and progressed a little bit in one of the main story missions. So, because I've still never beaten that game. Like, even on the console, when it came out on the consoles, I never beat it. So I'm actually as far as I've ever gotten on the Vita version. So, yeah, I need to beat that as well. And that's about it. Yeah. Liam, what about you? What have you been playing?
So I've only really spread my time between 3 different games this past week. So first off, I've played Amnesia Memories, which is a visual novel game that just launched this week on PlayStation Vita. I won't go into too much detail because I am reviewing the game, so look out for the review on the site over the next coming days. I also progressed a little further in Danganronpa. I've now seen the second murder, and I'm just about to start the trial for that. I am actually really, really, really getting into Danganronpa now.
Woo!
I agree with Kyle. I hadn't played enough when I first disrespected the game to be able to say that
Booyah!
I hated it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing a lot more of that because I do also have the sequel sat there, which has just never been played. I think it's still sealed.
You're gonna go back to back. You're gonna
Yeah,
go back to back. I can see it now.
And I've got another episode pre-ordered as well, so just go through all 3.
There you go.
And then I also played through a little bit more of Resident Evil Revelations 2, but didn't get too far, not enough to earn any trophies or anything. But I mostly focused on Amnesia and Danganronpa this week.
Not bad, not bad. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I only played 2 games this week. I played Resident Evil Revelations 2, and I beat it, so that was pretty sweet. Played a whole bunch of raid mode, even tried one of those countdown mode chapters, and did pretty well on that, even though I was like trying to get through the chapter with just the knife, so that was interesting. So yeah, played a lot of that, but also played some Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. I am at the end of chapter 4, and I think I'm just over 11 hours in. Holy shit. It's definitely a Danganronpa game. There's a lot of visual novel stuff in it. It's not just, the third-person shooter element. And crazy puzzles and just really weird things that happen that I was like, what the fuck? So it's definitely got me hooked. And I only just started playing on the 23rd, so 11 hours in already. That's saying something, considering I've put probably 5 hours into Resident Evil during that time, so yeah. Enjoying it like a lot, obviously. It's interesting. You definitely don't want to go into it, I don't think, if you haven't played the second game. Like, I mean, it's supposed to be set between the 2, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it that I'm kind of thinking you're gonna want to play everything first. It's interesting. Lots of references.
I'll keep that one in mind personally.
Yeah. I'll be talking more about that soon because, yeah, review soon. I'm getting close to done. I'm addicted. That's probably what I'm doing right after this podcast.
Well, all right. So that's all you've been playing?
Absolutely.
Well, all right. Let's jump into the reviews from this week. We've got quite a bit here, so I'll take the first one. And first up, that is The Bridge, and that was reviewed by Zach. He gave it a 2.5 out of 5, and he says, quote, The bridge has many flaws, ranging from its difficulty curve to how it introduces its mechanics, or lack thereof. Because of this, I wouldn't recommend this game to anyone unless you are really hungering for a game to play and this is your last option. So, not very high praise there. You definitely want to read that full review just in case, because it doesn't sound like he was very much enjoying his experience. So, have any of you guys touched this one?
Nope, and I certainly won't be based on that review.
No, I haven't either, but I read the review, edited it a bit, so I know kind of what's going on, and it seems like if you're wanting to play this game, or if it looks good to you, if you read the review, you might have a better time, so keep that in mind.
I gotcha. All right. Yeah, it hasn't really interested me, so reading that brief summary is making me stay away from it still, but maybe I'll have to check out the full review. But yeah. Anyways, next up, Kyle, you want to read this one?
Yeah, all right. This one is Curses and Chaos, which was reviewed by Adrian. He gave it a 4 out of 5, and he says, quote, "Don't let the difficulty scare you. Curses and Chaos is a fantastic game that takes pride in kicking the crap out of you, hoping that you'll come back for seconds. No matter how many times you will fail, you'll tell yourself, one more run," end quote. So high praise there for a obviously difficult but addictive game. I haven't played it. Have either of you guys?
I have not.
Me either. It is something that I've looked at, I've considered, but given that I didn't like the developer's previous game, which was Mercenary Kings, I didn't like that game because it felt directionless, it felt too simplified, and Curse and Chaos seems to be quite difficult, and I know Adrian had a difficult time with it at first, but I'm quite touchy on this one. I think I might wait to see if it goes into PlayStation Plus or goes super cheap so I can't turn it down, but I'm not in a rush to play it.
Well said. All right. Well, definitely read the full review to get the full gist of what that game's all about. Liam, you want to take the next one?
Yep, the next review is Resident Evil Revelations 2, and that was reviewed by Paul, and he gave it a 3.6 out of 5, and he says, quote, "With a decent story and a lot of replay value, this title could last you a while and is available at a sensible price. But it's not without its issues and will take up a huge chunk of your memory card. However, it is worth playing, and if you enjoy and want more games like these on the Vita, then you really should consider supporting it." Now, to be honest, I actually support the score that he's given it. It's not perfect, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It runs decently well. It's definitely playable. I've seen worse ports on the Vita out there, but yeah, it is definitely worth picking up. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think we've talked quite a bit about this since it came out, but yeah, I'm enjoying what I've gotten so far, and I agree pretty closely to what Paul's giving it. So, what about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Agree with the score. Agree pretty much with what he's saying. It's a good game with some flaws, and you should buy it because, well, if you support it, then we might get more. You never know. That's what kind of drives this industry anymore, the support.
Oh, yeah. All right, we got 2 more reviews here. I'll take the next one, and it is Torkel, whatever. Torque L or Torkel. It was reviewed by Charlie. He gave it a 2.3 out of 5, and he says, quote, "Torque L or Torkel is a physics-based puzzle platformer that enters an already saturated genre and brings with it a unique mechanic that does have promise. It's just a shame that the game's execution is not as good as the premise. Torque L is okay as a game to pass time, but even then you will find that it offers nothing more than mobile games that are a quarter of the price," end quote. Yeah, that game doesn't look very fun to me or like something new, so it's just not something I care to grab. Kyle, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. The whole look of it just like turned me off. It looks so basic. I'm like, what the fuck kind of game can you make out of that? And be like, wow, this is boring. But then again, I really enjoyed Squares, which looks pretty boring from the outside, so you never know. I don't know.
That's true.
Maybe I'm just being a harsh asshole.
Maybe you are. Liam, you're all
But
about this game.
Nope. um, there's a line I feel with games where there's fun, and then there's too difficult, too hard, too simple to be fun. And I like my games to be fun, and Torple just doesn't sound like it's fun at all.
I gotcha. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Well, all right, Kyle, you want to take this last one?
Alrighty. The last review for the week is Velocibox, which was reviewed by Brad. He gave it a 3.8 out of 5, and he says, quote, Velocibox is an incredibly difficult and addictive endless runner that is as fun as it is frustrating. This game is not for the amateur hour, and novices should probably steer clear. While some of the game is more about luck than skill, ultimately only those with quick reflexes will be able to survive. It's a great pick up and play game that will have you coming back for more, end quote. So I actually put up the trailer for this one, I believe, on the site. And when I looked at it, it looked pretty awesome, but at the same time, it does look hard as fuck. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably be waiting for a discount to pick it up, but it's definitely on my radar. What about you guys?
It looks interesting. I just don't think it's something I'm going to worry about right now. I've got too much on my plate and too much waiting to be brought to my plate. So it just get pushed aside way too much. So
Pre-ordered for your plate.
Yep. I've got too much going on, so sorry, Velocibox. Maybe some other time. Liam?
Yeah, I agree. It looks fun. It looks incredibly difficult and frustrating, but I've got too many other games to get through right now, so I'm not in a rush to play this at all.
Yeah. Well, all right, there you go. Those are the reviews from this last week, and there's quite a bit. So head on to the site, read those full reviews, and perhaps pick up some of those games. Let's jump into those new releases to talk about some more games to add to your list. So, North America, we are getting Amnesia Memories for $29.99, Back to Bed for $19.99, or $14.99 on PlayStation Plus, and it comes with a theme. Also on the store is One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 for $39.99, Sashimi for $9.99, Steins Gate for $39.99, and VVV for $7.99. Liam, what are you guys getting?
We have a significantly larger list, so I'm going to start with Alien Shooter Mega Bundle. Alien Shooter Mega Bundle, which is priced at £9.99 or €12.99 or $19.45 in Australia. We also have Amnesia Memories, which is priced at £24.99, $29.99 in euros or $44.95 in Australian dollars. We have Back to Bed, which comes with the game and the dynamic theme bundle, and that is $14.99 in British pounds, $17.99 euros, and $26.95 in Australia, and that also has a 25% PlayStation Plus discount. We also have Lost Dimensions, which is out on Friday. That costs $34.99 in British pounds, $39.99 in euros, and $54.95 in Australia. We have Nova 11, which is £11.99, €14.99, or $25.95 in Australia. We have One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. The standard edition of that is $29.99, $39.99 in euros, or $69.95 in Australian dollars, with the gold edition costing $44.99, $49.99, and $69.95. We have The Bridge, which costs £7.99, €9.99, and $14.95. And lastly, we have VVV, which costs £7.39, €8.99, and $13.45.
Well, all right. Quite a big list. So, Kyle, what are you going to pick up from that North American list?
Well, I have my eye keen on Steins Gate, but I'm broke, so that's not happening.
Oh, Steins Gate. Is that game I played months ago?
Shut up.
All right. I'm
Yes,
going to
it
give
is.
Kyle the answers to the Guess That Game early. So you just wrote yourself a loss, Liam.
Well,
Oh,
damn.
it was over anyway, but now it's really over.
All right. What else, Kyle? What else?
Anywho, and I already got Amnesia Memories from Idea Factory, so I'll be playing that.
All
But
right.
other
Flirt
than
with some
that,
men.
other than that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about Back to Bed, so I'm probably gonna wait on the review for that one. Shimi doesn't interest me, so that's a no. VVV looks like a game that would just piss me off, so that's not happening. And I have to play the other One Piece game first, so
Well, all right.
that's just me though. Like they don't really have to be, but you know.
Yeah. So I have to wait for Steins Gate because I got the special edition. So it doesn't come out till next week. And then I have to wait for shipping, so who knows when I'll get it.
Boo earns.
Yep. So and that shipping is coming from Europe. So again, I have no idea when I'll be getting that. But yeah.
How are we playing Steins Gate for Christmas?
Yep. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. It looks like those Dynasty Warriors game, just with the One Piece painting on it. So I don't think I'm really interested in that. Because One Piece Unlimited World Red is a completely different game looking wise. And that game actually interests me. So I think I'm going to ignore Pirate Warriors 3. Amnesia Memories, I did get a copy of it, but I'm thinking of doing something different, like mainly focused for my YouTube channel. I was thinking about having my girlfriend play it and like recording her experience with it because it is an Atome game. So I don't know, because for me, I'm not interested at all in it. Back to Bed, yeah, don't really care for that. And Shimi, again, don't care. And VVV, blah, 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 looks like I'd be pissed off, and I am not feeling like being pissed off right now, so I'm going to avoid that one. Liam, what about you? You got a big old list over there, so enjoy picking through it.
Yeah. So Alien Shooter sounds like one of the most generic names for a game I've ever played. So
Yeah, but it's a mega bundle, so it's
oh,
yeah.
I think I'll be giving that one a miss, just because it's so incredibly generic. Although I could be wrong, it could be amazing. But Amnesia Memories, I'm already playing through, and that review is coming within the next couple of days. Back to Bed. I haven't seen enough of that to want me to play it, so I think I'll give that a miss. I'm not in any rush for that. Lost Dimension. I heard a lot of good things about Lost Dimension, so I think I'll pick that one up at some point.
Tyler's been playing it forever.
Yeah, it's been out for like a month now. I've already beat it.
Stupid old Liam.
Yeah.
It's over 111. I like pretty much everything that Curve Studios has brought the Vita so far, so I couldn't see this one being good. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. If it's anything like the last anything like the last Warriors game that I played, I'll definitely be avoiding that. Because I played through Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3 for review, and I think I broke my Vita. My square button just hasn't been the same since then. The Bridge, again, based on the review on the site, I will not be touching that. And VVV. Sometimes I'm glutton for punishment. I like my games to be difficult at times, and I might pick that one up when I get paid at the end of the week.
Well, all right. You're busy.
Yep, very busy.
All right, let's head on to the news for this week. We got quite a bit, so let's get into it, and I should probably have it open. I forgot to open it. Awkward moment. How's everyone doing? Scrolling up, looking for the file. There it is. Clicked on it. Yay, here we go. Anyways, first up, ever wanted to play a sandbox RPG featuring cats? Well, good news. Airship Q is coming to Vita and will release in Japan on November 19th. Airship Q is best described as a Japanese version of Terraria. Oh, you got my attention all of a sudden. But instead of playing as a human, you play as a cat, your mission being to find the Empress so you can transform yourself into a human. More information to follow, but there's also a brand new trailer on the site if you're interested. Next up, we heard potential rumors way back in June 2014 that Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires may be making its way to PlayStation Vita, but now we have official confirmation that the game is in fact destined to arrive on our favorite handheld. The official word comes from this week's issue of Japanese publication of Famitsu, which confirms that the game, which is an expanded version of Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends, will include all previous DLC released on other platforms, as well as a new ad hoc focused mode called Raid Scenario. Raid Scenario is described as a very difficult co-op mode, which will see players run under special rules and against more difficult enemies. However, the mode will also allows you to set your weapons and strategies before you start to give you. That is a weird sentence. Anyways, let me reread that. The mode also allows you to set your weapons and strategies before you start to give you at least a little bit of an advantage. That's just a weird sentence.
There should be a comma there, Tyler.
There probably should
before
be.
You start, comma, to give you at least a little bit of an advantage.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Thanks, Kyle, for chipping in. There will also be a free version of the game released so that players who don't own the full version of the game can participate in Raid Scenario. There's no official release date locked down for the Vita version of Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires as of yet, but we'll be keeping an eye out. It was announced on the PlayStation blog this week that 2 new Mega Packs will be coming to the PlayStation Vita this autumn. With a range of Mega Packs already out in Europe, these 2 new additions to the range are surely 2 of the best yet. First up, there is the PS Vita Hits Mega Pack, which is a collection of some of the biggest and best action-adventure titles that are available on our favorite handheld. Coming in September 2015, this pack includes an 8GB memory card and a download code for the following titles: Uncharted Golden Abyss, Tearaway, Little Big Planet, When Vikings Attack. Is that all going to fit on that 8GB memory card?
Yeah, I assume so.
Alright. Those Little Big Planet updates are huge. There's a lot. Anyways, the second of the Mega Pack is set to release in October, and it's called the rather catchy PS Vita Lego Action Heroes Mega Pack. Again, coming with an 8GB memory card and a redeemable code for the following Lego titles: Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, the Lego Movie video game, and the Lego the Hobbit. As with previous Mega Packs, you'll be able to purchase those 2 packs in one of 2 ways. You can either buy a Mega Pack as part of a bundle with a PlayStation Vita Slim at a RRP of $199.99, netting you the console, 8GB memory card, and games, or as a standalone bundle including the 8GB memory card and a voucher code for the games at a RRP of $39.99. With both of these due to release in the coming weeks, there is not much longer to wait. If either of these packs excite you, it has been advised that it will be best to check with your local retailers for availability and release details, as previous Mega Packs have only been released in European territories.
In this week's update for Atelier Sophie, Gust have detailed Plachta's battle techniques and further detailed the chain link system. Once you've filled up enough recipes in the game, Plachta will regain her memory and realise that she used to be a battler in the past. Plachta uses a drive machine soldier to aid Sophie in battle. While not particularly strong herself, Plachta has an incredibly strong weapon which can emit lasers to attack enemies. As an alchemist, Plachta can use a range of different items in battle, as well as cast magic to either attack enemies, or heal, or give stat buffs to her fellow party members. We'll be sure to update you with more information on the title as we receive it, but that's pretty much it for Atelier Sophie this week, aside from another small but important bit coming up later in the cast, so stay tuned. We now have some news on the Dressrosa story arc as it is in One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. The Dressrosa story arc is yet to be concluded in the anime for the series, but that won't stop Pirate Warriors 3 from covering it. In a recent press release, Bandai Namco has revealed that the game will offer an alternative ending to the arc, despite the manga release, having already completed the arc in March. The game will take place during One Piece's Dressrosa story arc, this time where Luffy and Trafalgar Law team up to take down Don Quixote do Flamingo. But the story will be a bit different after Law, Usopp, and Robin arrive for the exchange with Doflamingo at Green Bay. Sabo still gets the Mera Mera no Mi from the Colosseum, but the bounty system, Colosseum Warriors race to get Duffy, and other events are entirely new stories created by Omega Force for the game. Also announced with 2 new DLC packs. They are as follows. DLC Pack 1, which will be available on September 8th, includes 4 exclusive costumes, 4 extra missions, Ace of Colosseum, East Blue All Serene, We Are the World Government, Whitebeard vs New Fisherman Pirates, 5 costumes from One Piece Pirate Warriors 2. DLC Pack 2, which will be available on September 22nd, includes 4 exclusive costumes, 4 exclusive missions, Counter-Pirate Warfare, Surgeon of Death, Counter-World Government Warfare, The Treasure Survival in the Sky Islands, 5 costumes from One Piece Warriors 2. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 is available now in North America and will be available in Europe on Friday. As reported earlier, Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus will be releasing in Japan, but there was no word on a Western release. According to an interview conducted by Famitsu, however, a Western release may be in the works. Dead or Alive producer Yosuke Hayashi has said that while Venus is being developed for the Asian and Japanese markets, there's a chance that the localized version may be released if there's enough demand for fans of the Bounty Fighter. In addition to the possible localization, Mr. Hayashi has stated that the Vita version will run on a modified version of its soft engine named Soft Engine Lite, and said that it will make use of several Vita features such as the gyro sensor and camera. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus is releasing in the East with still no word of it on a release date. If you want to see this game come to the West, let your voices be heard.
Alright, moving on. The latest issue of V-Jump magazine has revealed that Digimon World Next Order will be getting a female protagonist too. While we've known for a little while about Takuto, the male protagonist choice, we're now getting word that you'll be able to choose female protagonist Shiki as well. Those names are just defaults, however, and you'll of course be able to choose your own. Shiki is shown in the scan with Digimon Biomon and Palmon and is pictured as a ponytailed girl in a stylish schoolgirl outfit. Additionally, we're shown character Kuda Hirose, a 3rd year at the protagonist's high school. He's shown in the scan with Guilmon and is said to be an understanding friend with a gentle personality. Images in the scan also indicate that the Digimon will be able to express emotion in Next Order, able to show feelings such as happy, sad, and angry, among others. Digimon World Next Order is set to release in Japan sometime in 2016. Next up, professional golfer Shingo Katayama is getting a limited time release as a character on Japan's version of Hot Shots Golf. For a limited time, those of you who happen to own a Japanese copy of Minano Golf 6, aka Hot Shots Golf World Invitational or Everybody's Golf in Europe, will be able to pick up professional golfer Shingo Katayama to use for free. He's being added to the game until October 31st in celebration of the Shingo Invitational Nestle Japan Match Play Championship, but is only free until September 30th and 514 yen thereafter, so get him quick if you're interested. No word on an international release for this one, but a limited edition DLC like this is usually left out, so I wouldn't expect it, though I'd certainly buy it. Next up, North American residents will be moonwalking to stores to play Persona 4 Dancing All Night on September 29th. But Europeans will not have to wait too long to join the jig on the dance floor. The upcoming rhythm game from Atlas will be available to European Vita owners on November 6th, just over a month after their American dance partners.
Ha! Take that, Liam.
Damn it.
The game will be available in physical and digital versions, as well as a limited edition Disco Fever edition. This version will include, as well as the fantastic puns, 2 discs full of Persona 4 music remixes. Hear the full Persona 4 Dancing All Night soundtrack in all its glory. These remix tracks put a new spin on the incredible music from Persona 4. Last night, a Vita pouch saved my life. Protect your PS Vita in this custom P4D enameled pouch with a full-color P4D design featuring Teddy in all his Elvis-esque jumpsuit glory on one side, and an embossed version of the P4D logo on the reverse. I believe that's for PlayStation 2000, though, isn't it? Does anyone know?
No idea.
It can fit, I think, both of them.
Anywho, moving on. All about the bear. Never lose your keys or whatever else again with a golden Teddy keychain. Not real gold, of course. The whole package. All the items will come in a large collectible box with custom disco ball art based on the Japanese Crazy Value Pack version of P4D. And cover band. Preserve the sanctity of the PS Vita display with a form-fitting skin to show the very essence of P4D. The skin is designed to fit the most recent model of the PS Vita, so there you go on that one. Checking TVL for all the latest news on Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Don't forget that your Vita, staying alive, staying alive.
Oh, man. That was lovely. Anyways, let's continue on with the news here.
Halfway mark.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways, next up, Bandai Namco announced in the latest issue of V-Jump that Summon Night 6 Lost Borders is coming to Vita. In Lost Borders, players will fight strategic battles on fields with varying elevations. As you climb higher, your characters have a better advantage. You will also summon powerful creatures and cast spells like previous iterations. The 2 protagonists are Raj and Am. The male protagonist, Raj, lives in Fallujah, whatever, with his partner Patch, and collects things that fall from the sky to survive. Am is the female protagonist and lives with her partner Kilt in Fallujah as well. Am is a bit scatterbrained, but she is also caring to those she knows. Summon Night 6 begins with a meteoric object falling into the cocoon world of Fallujah. Raj investigates the object and finds that it was summoned from Linbaum, a different world. Meanwhile, Am encounters a different summoned creature from the same strange world. Raj and Am may have their own motives, but they travel together to Linbaum with their new companions, where the story takes off. Summon Night 6 Lost Borders is scheduled for Japanese release in spring 2016. Next up, Gust Corporation has announced delays for 2 highly anticipated Vita releases. Gust is... Gust is no stranger to Vita games, having been involved in quite a few, so when they delay games we can be pretty sure it's for good reason. This holds true even now, however, as it seems that both Yoro no Naikuni and Atelier Sophie have been delayed for quality purposes. Yoro no Naikuni, aka Land of No Night, has been delayed from its original September 17th release date to only 2 weeks later on October 1st due to needing more time for final adjustments. Atelier Sophie, Alchemist of the Mysterious Book, has been delayed from its original September 25th release date to about 8 weeks later on November 19th due to plans to further increase its quality. Obviously, it's never good to have a delay, but at least we've been given a new date and a reason this time, right? We'll be sure to keep you updated as these games draw ever closer, but for now it looks like they're a little further off in the distance than yesterday. Next up, the official that's a weird name. Muv-Love Twitter account has outed the existence of a PlayStation Vita stretch goal in their upcoming Kickstarter campaign. Are you interested in visual novels and or Muv-Love specifically? Well, we've got some good news for you, as their official Twitter has announced in a reply that PlayStation Vita is a lock for one of the Kickstarter stretch goals once their campaign goes live. Check out the back and forth between the inquisitive John White and the official Muv-Love Twitter below for proof. John White, at Chaos Rises, tweets to Muv-Love series, I know most of it's probably already been decided, but I'm still holding out hope for a Vita port stretch goal. Muv-Love series replies, there is a Vita stretch. A shocked Chaos Rises responds, you're fucking with me, right? I mean, that'd be just too good to be true. Muv-Love series replies, PS Vita plus Android or PS4 to be decided to be precise. Smiley face. Muv-Love is a Japanese visual novel developed by Age and was originally released as an 18-plus game on PC in 2003. It contains 2 story arcs, one called Extra, which is always available, and another called Unlimited, which unlocks after you've completed the routes for the 2 main heroines in Extra. Extra starts with the protagonist Takeru Shirogami waking up to a beautiful woman sleeping in his bed, an infuriated neighbor and childhood friend there as well. The beautiful woman is named Miya Tsurugi and is the heiress to a financially powerful family as well as Takeru's soon-to-be bride. The neighbor and childhood friend is Sumika Kagami, the girl who has always been there. As the game progresses, both girls compete for Takeru's love while Takeru just keeps dreaming about a promise he made to a girl long ago. Unlimited takes place in an alternate universe where aliens, referred to as Beta, aka beings of extraterrestrial origin, which are adversaries to the human race, have invaded. Mankind fights back against this invasion with mechanized robots called tactical surface fighters, but usually referred to as Zenjutsuki, trying to win back their planet.
Okay, I gotta cut in here. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's.
I just gotta say,
This escalated
the ones like, oh, love between like some girl who like you're engaged to marry and like some girl who you've always known. The other one's like, yeah, in an alternate universe, some fucked up shit happened.
Hey, at least it's completely different, right?
True, I guess you're getting a broader experience, but holy shit.
Hey, it got me interested all of a sudden.
All right, continue on.
I will continue on. With 19 possible endings, dear lord. In all, and a very wacky story to dig in once you've completed the main routes, this one's sure not to disappoint. In the entertainment department, at least. The Muv-Love Kickstarter is set to launch early next month, and we'll be sure to let you know the details when it does.
Do you need some more Nep in your life? If the answer is yes, and it should always be yes, then you will be glad to hear that Neptune and Izumi will be guest stars in Mina di Spelunker Z, returning the favour to Square Enix for loaning Million Arthur to compile Heart in Hyperdimension Neptune Year 7. Neptune and Izumi will make their appearance in Mina di Spelunker Z by way of finding special drops that allow their characters to transform into the famous CPUs that you know and love. This DLC is available from now until September 23rd. Mina di Spelunker Z is currently out right now in Japan, and there is still no word of a Western release. It was a surprise when Giant Software announced that they were bringing their probably mobile version of Farming Simulator 16 back to the PlayStation Vita. They had decided to skip Vita release for Farming Simulator 15, but now they're back with a full retail release that now has a price and a release date. Vita owners can plan to cultivate their fields and raise their livestock on September 29th in North America, or a few days earlier on September 24th in Europe. Suck that one, Tyler. The game will bring back a large number of European farm vehicles such as Lamborghini and Deutsche Fahr, sorry John Deere lovers, as well as a few new activities for you to accomplish. Sheep will now be available for you to raise and cultivate for wool. There is also a new forestry component so that players can now add logging to their list of things to do. Farming Simulator 16 looks to once again just be an overpriced version of the mobile game that is currently available for Android and iOS. Vita owners can expect to pay $34.99 when it's released, which does come with the added benefit of trophy support. It will also be made available at retail. That said, if 16 is anything like 14, then there's a chance that the multiplayer component will not be available on Vita, so keep that one in mind. It seems Vita owners in North and South America are going to have to wait an extra week to get their hands on Nova 111. The news comes from Curve Digital a day before the game was slated to release. The site declares that these are the only regions affected by the delay, and that the game will launch in these territories on September 3rd. Europe will be getting Nova 111 on schedule and as promised. The delay, however, will not affect cross-buy, and you will have the option to purchase the PlayStation 4 version now and have access to the Vita version the following week free of charge.
All right, guys, home stretch, but some kind of long ones here, so hold on to yourself. First up, the upcoming Attack on Titan game from Koei Tecmo and Omega Force has been detailed further, and I'm here to lay it down for you. The Attack on Titan game project began late 2013, early 2014, with Hisashi Koinuma supervising the game's direction and management, even after becoming the managing director of Koei Tecmo in April. It's been developed with PlayStation 4's lead platform, which means that both the PlayStation 3 and Vita versions will be scaled down from the original. Keep that in mind. The game is an action game, and not a hunting game in the traditional sense. It'll allow you to roam freely instead of constantly sending you after a boss to advance the story. In addition to that, Koei Tecmo is looking to separate Attack on Titan from its Musou titles, and instead of one against many, they're going with many against one. This change also instigates the addition of a side choice, whether to sacrifice your allies or cooperate with them. As to the actual action bits themselves, it seems that they've been focusing on the way the 3D maneuver gear works, scrapping the action system 3 or more times already to get the right feeling and execution through trial and error. It's said that even while the most experienced players will be able to take down a Titan, only the best will be able to do it in one shot. The 3D maneuver gear will enable you to freely zip around the areas, battling Titans from the air. In order to defeat a Titan, you must attack the nape of its neck, just like the anime, which is easier said than done. To aid you with this task is a destructible body part system that allows you to disable the offensive capabilities of the Titan so that you can swoop in there more easily. Speaking of areas you'll be maneuvering around, they're changeable as well. Walls and roofs can collapse as a result of battle and may have a negative impact on the range of action and or motion the player will have. You have to pay attention not only to your enemies and allies, but your environment as well. Looking to the story of the game, it seems to be coming along quite nicely, along with the game system and extras to be precise. The story will follow the original Attack on Titan plotlines from the 2013 anime, as well as bringing in new ideas from series writer Hajime Isayama, though it hasn't been revealed yet if the player will play as Eren Yeager. It has been revealed, however, that the voice actors from the anime will be returning to represent their characters. The game's developers are even considering a sub-mode, where they can highlight characters that don't have much of an appearance in the original plot, or alternatively, something with more action. Speaking with regards to the anime, Koei Tecmo and Omega Force have added a physics toon shader to the mix in the game, trying to mimic the look of the original in-motion artwork in order to better unify the worlds in the minds of the players. Attack on Titan is currently around 50% complete, and Koei Tecmo are even getting as bold as to say that they'd like to release the game in Japan this winter. As for the official word, we're still hearing plain old 2016 in all 3 major regions. But you're getting excited, aren't you?
Yes!
Yay!
Alrighty then, moving on. D3 Publisher has revealed new details and screenshots for their upcoming Best Adventure Yet, Omega Labyrinth. First up, we have information about the prologue, which I've outlined below, or as follows. Quote, "The Anborough Girls' Academy, where a garden of young girls are growing to become beautiful women in both body and mind. At this school, a mysterious rumor surfaced. Somewhere hidden in the school is something called the Holy Grail of Beauty, which is said to be able to grant any wish. Among the schoolgirls brimming with curiosity, the rumor continued spreading. The Holy Grail's hiding place is said to be a cave there since ancient times. The cave, which is usually off limits, is open only on the anniversary of the school's founding. And today, November 8th, is the anniversary of the founding of Anborough Girls' Academy. And somewhere or another, it seems that this year students have come along in search of the Holy Grail of Beauty. Her wish to increase her chest size, which is smaller than the other girls in a big way. But will she really be able to find the Holy Grail and have her small wish granted? End quote. Sound interesting? I think so. But moving on. We also have new information about Pi, the adorable fairy who loves boobs and hanging out in the cleavage.
Yes.
She's neither good nor evil and is always optimistic, becoming attached to Aina after her deal with a monster where Aina saves her life. As part of this attachment, she tells the heroines what she remembers about the story of the cave and the Holy Grail. Pi is also known for using incorrect honorifics and is bad with words that promote her lisp. Next up, we have some more details with regards to Omega Power. The embodiment of womanly strength, Omega Power is power which is stored in your chest, but also amounts to experience points. By gaining Omega Power through defeating monsters in the dungeon, you can increase the size of your chest, with the jump in cup size also powering up your abilities. If you keep pumping up this Omega Power, however, you'll reach Hatsumune mode, aka releasing chest mode, largely powering up your abilities on the floor you activate it on. Leaving the dungeon at any time will deflate your chest, however. The Omega Power's respective experience points will stay with you, allowing for item purchase and appraisal as your monetary reward. Speaking of item appraisal, it's necessary as any items you find in the dungeon will be crystallized. In order to reveal the true item, you must place the item between a character of your choice's breasts and shake until it's revealed through expansion. This appraisal will cost you Omega Power, however, so don't just go shaking willy-nilly, Tyler. Another important system in the game is the Faint in Agony Awakening system, which you can use to strengthen your status and acquire new abilities. By using a Faint in Agony Aroma item found in the dungeon, you can excite one of the characters and have her experience various delusions.
Whoa.
By touching her during these delusions, her Omega Power and status will increase, with sensitive spots differing by character and situation. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Liam wants this game.
Yes.
Moving on. Continued excitement increases will trigger Faint in Agony mode, which makes her entire body a sensitive spot. The use of a specific item in this mode can trigger a shyness break that'll reveal even more of the character's skin. Oh, Lord.
Sold.
Omega Labyrinth is due in Japan on November 19th, with no news for the West. And the last bit of news. One of the best features of the PlayStation Vita is its ability to remote play PS4 games almost flawlessly. The main disadvantage, however, is that the Vita lacks L2 and R2 buttons, which makes playing a number of the games pretty clunky. The official solution is to use the back touchscreen to act as virtual buttons, but the unofficial solution came from a Japanese company called Joetsu Electronics. They created a grip for the Vita that adds L2, R2 buttons, making remote play infinitely more enjoyable. Now it appears that they may be looking to expand on their accessory lineup. To be clear, Joetsu Electronics is not typically a video game peripherals maker. Their main business consists of creating hydroponic cultivation technology to grow vegetables indoors with the use of LED lighting. However, when they saw the opportunity to create a product that was needed in the market, they took a chance. The L2 R2 button grip cover, which can currently be purchased through PlayAsia for around $45, has one major drawback, however. It has been decided to fit only the second generation PCH 2000 Vitas. That's the Slim. Recently, the company took to Twitter to gauge interest in creating something similar for the OLED Vitas out there. However, and they asked people to retweet their message if they wanted this product. While they only anticipated around 50 people or so speaking up, the actual results were a bit more overwhelming. In the end, they received 2,246 retweets from Japan and 577 from overseas. Now that doesn't mean this accessory will go into production, but it does give Joetsu a clear indication that there's a strong interest in their product. They'll take the express demand into consideration. If an L2 R2 grip is something you want for Vita 1000, then send them a tweet via the Twitter handle at Jecom Online, at JECOM_ONLINE. And that's the news. Yay!
Yeah, we're only half done, man.
There's more? What? Oh, okay. So, as usual, we go to talking points, and our first talking point is announced to release games we're looking forward to from the week. And since Liam is a pin ass, we're going to go to him first.
Okay. So first of all, Airship Q sounds quite fun and interesting. That's the Terraria game with cat people. I'm definitely up for some of that in my life. Italia Sophie, maybe. I like a JRPG every now and then, but I tried one of the Atelier games and I found it to be absolutely horrendously boring. Dead or Alive Extreme 3, I like myself some bouncy boobs, so yes, bring that west, please. Digimon World Next Order, if you could confirm that is coming to the west as well as the other Digimon game, then that would be very, very welcomed. Persona 4 Dancing All Night, yeah, I can wait an extra month, Tyler. I can wait that extra month. I'm going to wait that extra month. Yeah, no big deal. I'm actually kind of interested in Farming Simulator. It's been one of those series where I've never played any of them yet, but I've always heard from people who have played them that it's actually rather fun. So I might actually look at getting Farming Simulator at some point. And lastly, actually no, not lastly, sorry. Attack on Titan, I would like that, especially since Omega Force have confirmed that they're not going to have it like one of their Warriors games. So that has actually piqued my interest on that. And Omega Force as well. I want that game. I need that game.
That'd be pretty cool if that got brought over here. Yeah, although I want to get the first one first, so we'll see if that changes my thoughts. Persona 4 Dancing All Night, of course. Yes, must get that one. And Attack on Titan, oh my god, I'm so ready for that game. Everything I hear about it is making me so excited. I just want to play it now. Now. But I can't. Gotta wait. And anyways, yeah. Yeah, I think, that one cat game, that Airship Q, yeah. Very interested in it. So, we'll see. What about you, Kyle?
Well, as I stated before, I kind of got my eye on One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, but we'll see after I play the other One Piece game. Digimon World Next Order has my interest, but again, we have to wait and see if it gets localized, along with Euro no Naikuni, which I've talked about before. Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus, if that comes to the west, I'll be playing that. I still have Dead or Alive 5 Plus to get on my to-get list, so yeah, it's down the list, but it's on there. What else do we have here? That Mud Love game just sounds crazy. I don't know at this point. Gotta hear more. Attack on Titan, definitely interested in that. I thought the anime was awesome, and I think that Freedom Wars definitely spurred my interest in an Attack on Titan game due to their kind of maneuver gear solution thing with the thorns. So, yeah, definitely interested. And that Omega Labyrinth game, yeah, anything like that, I'm down. So yeah, that's what I'm interested in from the week.
Just adding to our list.
That's right.
Every week, Kyle.
That's right. All right, so this next talking point, I'm actually going to let you talk about because I don't have all the information and you have all the information. So how about it, Tyler?
All right, well, I don't have all the information, but anyways.
You have all the information that you need to give people, Tyler.
Yeah. So, if you were an early adopter, Sony got their butts sued for false advertising. Basically, their early Vita commercials had, I can't remember what it was in it. I think it might have been something to do with the remote play. But anyways, you filled something out and you got money back. Or if you wanted to get a bundle of games that were valued around $50, you could have got that. I went for the voucher because I wanted money. None of the games were interesting. But yeah, those got sent out. So if you were an early adopter and you filled out the email that you should have been sent about it, you should be receiving your, I guess, your payout for whatever you decided you wanted. I got mine, I think, yesterday. So I put that code into my account and got my $25. So that's going to be sitting there until I figure out what I want to use it on. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really, that I can think of to bring up about that. I mean, they got sued, people got mad, people got money.
Pretty much. I just wanted to inform people that now that, it's gone through the paces, if they did do that and they've forgotten, they might want to check their shit.
Yes. Well, all right. Wait, no, hold on. The main complaints in the lawsuit were concerning the way cross-save was portrayed as well as online play over the 3G connection. So I guess it wasn't remote play. I thought it was remote play. Huh. Anyways, yeah, there you go. So check your emails and enjoy those games or money for being lied to.
All right, moving on with talking points. We've got one more, and that is Gio Corsi tweeted out on the 25th, "Thanks for all the great love, insight, and feedback on Resident Evil Revelations 2 Vita. We are working on some improvements. Stay tuned." That's very interesting. Sounds like they have a patch or something in the works. A couple of people were calling out for a patch, certainly based on their performance issues and a couple other bugs that people have found so far in the game. But I wanted to ask you guys, kind of, since I know you've both played it, if you could say, one thing to fix. Like, I mean, you can't say something broad, obviously, like the whole game. But just one thing that you've come across, or in one area that you've come across something that you would love for them to fix, what would it be? Without spoiling too much.
I don't think this is broad, but I just would want more, like a more stable frame rate throughout the entirety of it. Like when you get to moments where there's just a couple enemies on the screen and things can be a little crazy. Or this happened a lot on Borderlands 2. Like you'd be aiming at something and you start shooting, and like let's say the enemy starts running to your right and you aim over to the right, and then the game kind of like suddenly skips and you're like aiming 20 feet to the right and you don't even know where the enemy went because the game skipped ahead suddenly. Those kind of things I'd love to see that, because that happened. It's only happened once in Resident Evil, but it happened and I was like, this is in this game. Damn it. So that'd be nice to get that smoothed out.
Yeah, basically I would say the same thing. I'd like a bit more of a consistent frame rate on the game. There is times where I can really, really slow it down and it feels like a slugfest at times, but definitely if that frame rate was to improve, it would make it a hell of a lot more acceptable and playable. So I agree with that, yeah.
What about you, Kyle? Huh?
All right. Well, I'm going to be a little bit more specific than that. Instead of saying just fix the frame rate over the whole game, I'm going to say look specifically at Episode 4. Do what you have to do with Episode 4 to get that frame rate up another, 25% or something, and work there, because that's where most of the issues that I found were. Other people have had different kind of, I guess, issues by how they play or whatever mode they're on. But that seems to be my biggest issue, was just the general frame rate over Episode 4, and especially in the very last boss battle. So yeah, fix that, because especially that very last boss battle, it affects things. It's one of those, you're trying to aim and things are moving wrong because their frame pacing is off, and yeah, it's just horrible. Anywho, so yeah, Episode 4, focus on that. And if I had to throw another little thing in there, it's definitely that multiplayer issue in raid mode where you're trying to connect and it kills your game pretty much. Happened to me twice in a row when I was trying to connect to Tyler for the first time he played raid mode, and that was kind of a piss off. So, yeah.
Definitely some things to iron out, but at least they are addressing them, right?
Indeed. I know with, I think, third-party production stuff, they actually have to, verify between the company that's doing the development and the third-party production team that they are allowed to work on a patch to get paid for it, I think. So, it's not just the game or the people who made it fixing it and putting out a patch. There's some shit there. So I'm glad that they're at least, throwing a little bit more money at it to get these issues fixed.
Yeah. Well, all right. There we go. Let's jump into the listener mail. I guess I'll take the first one. So, first up, Real Vita Gamer at Real Vita Gamer, spelled exactly how it sounds. He's got 3 things here. So first, the new trend that we're informed about: delayed launches 1 day before scheduled release. Volume Nova 111. Is that?
That sucks. I think he's just asking statements here and wanting us to kind of give us our opinions.
Right.
It's like thoughts on these things.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just I'll read 3 of them and then I'll just throw it to you guys. So there was the first one. The delayed launches by a day or a day before release. Next up, he asks or states, shouldn't Resident Evil Revelations 2 port have been handled by Armature Studio, which made Batman, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, and Injustice? And the third and final comment is a comment, and it says, Danganronpa, another episode, releases on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5, Bandai Namco's Pirate Warriors No Game Bundle. So talking about the Pirate Warriors thing that costs as much as the game does, but it doesn't even have the game in it. So yeah, Kyle, you want to take the first part of that? Maybe.
Hello?
Hi.
Are we here?
Yeah.
Yes.
How's it going?
You just said maybe, so I was like, maybe it didn't come through. I don't know. What the hell? Anywho. So the new trend that we're informed about: delayed launches 1 day before scheduled release. Yeah, that should not be a trend. That is poor something. Yeah, that's just not the way to do things. Obviously, like with things like that, there's no way that they just day before release they found out that the game wasn't gonna make it, and they knew before then. Save us the hassle. Like, tell us beforehand. It's way worse when you're thinking, hey, tomorrow I'm going to get this game, or you just put money in your account or something like that, and then they're like, yeah, you aren't getting it.
Yeah, I was a
it's just a
victim.
piss off.
I was a victim of this when it came to volume, and I think you actually mocked me in our group Skype chat about this, because I had prepared myself for the launch of volume. I had money in my PlayStation Network account for this, and then you replied like a couple of minutes later saying, "Oh, have you seen this?" And it was the delay message from Mike Biffle, and I was like, "Oh, god damn it!" Yeah, I'm playing it on the PlayStation 4, but I was really wanting to have my first impressions of this game being on the Vita, so it kind of sucked. I was rather bummed out about that.
Affecting people firsthand. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird and very unfortunate and very frustrating because, like Kyle stated, they knew about this. Why is it taking so long? But whatever. Hopefully, it's not a trend. Maybe it was just a coincidence that these 2 games, PR people had the nerve to wait the day before. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't continue. So the next part, it was the Resident Evil Revelations 2 port. Should it have been handled by Armature Studio, Kyle?
I don't think we can really say who should have had these ports, because if we're saying who should have had them, then obviously anybody would pick whoever's going to do the best job. And personally, I wouldn't have picked Armature. I would have said Guerrilla Games based on Killzone Mercenary. But that's just me. So should it have been handled by somebody else, maybe other than Freema? Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is with the money, right? So, like, if somebody else maybe took the money and they were like, okay, we could do a better job, but how much of it would we have gotten that was better? Like, saying, somebody could have done better than somebody else, the actually having them do it is, especially in like one of these cases, something that's not useful, I guess, because what are you gonna do? Oh well, just scrap that game, just throw it away. We'll just have them make it now and throw a whole bunch of money at them, and it doesn't work like that. So it's hard to go back on stuff like that. But I think as far as what we've got out of Resident Evil Revelations 2, it could use a little polish. But other than that, I'm fine with what Freema has done with it. I don't have too much of a problem. I mean, obviously there's a couple of issues, but mainly when I'm playing games on Vita, I'm just looking to have them playable properly and me be able to understand everything that's going on. I'm not looking for, PS4 level graphics, because if I want that, I'll go sit in front of my PS4. It's just kind of a different market where I don't have to, look for everything has to be in place and has to look like, the future, and I have to be able to, do everything with it. And I don't know. It's just, I'd rather the portability over the graphics and, you know, extra shit. That's why I didn't play it before. But that's just me. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm just glad Sony didn't knock on Nihilistic's door.
Amen. Amen.
Sorry, Nihilistic. I'm sorry, but hey, you brought it on yourselves. Anyways, yeah, I don't. It doesn't really matter. I think, when everyone saw that, for people that are in the know of what Freema's done, it's kind of like, oh man, that's interesting. It makes you wonder, but I think they did a great job. It's kind of like the same thing with Borderlands 2. That was handled by, and I just blanked on their name. Oh man.
Iron Galaxy Studios.
Yeah, and aren't they the ones that did Dive Kick?
Yes, they are.
And that's like the only thing they've done.
I
That's
think they've done a couple other things, but not a whole lot. Yeah,
They brought Ultra Street Fighter 4 to the PlayStation 4 recently as well.
well. Anyways,
I think that had issues too, didn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, I mean, it's the same thing. Like you see these developers taking these big name titles, and you're just like, huh, that's interesting. But I mean, I think Borderlands 2 is a great game, and I think they did a good job with what they were given. So yeah, but in Freema, again, I think they did a wonderful job, better than what Borderlands 2 was. But I still think Borderlands 2 is a fun game. So hey, yeah, I don't really know if Armature would do better or not. We will never know because they will not make this game because it's already been made by Freema. So yeah, I think people would have been more calm about it, or more like, okay, I can relax if Armature was handled it. But I don't know.
I think one thing to consider as well at the moment is that Armature had quite a big workload on them at the moment. They're currently working on an Xbox One exclusive called Recall, which was revealed at E3. And then they're also working to port Bloodstained over to the Vita, as well as porting the Unreal Engine over to Vita. So they do have quite a heavy workload at the moment. So giving it to another developer seemed to make sense, because we don't want Armature to have too many projects in the work at one time, because one project will suffer. And for all we know, it could have been Resident Evil Revelations port. It could have been a lot worse had it gone to Armature. So I think, given the fact that
Or
it went
could have came out in 2019.
yeah, exactly. So given the fact that it went to Freema and we got it now, and given that it's at least acceptable in quality, I don't think we have any right to complain, to be quite honest. I think we should take what we've got so far and appreciate that it runs fine. There's no major issues with it, and they are working to improve and patch the game at the minute. So yeah, no complaints from me.
Yeah, and I think actually, if you look at it this way, that just adds one more studio that we know can handle these AAA quotation marks port games. You've got Armature, you've got Freema, and you've got Iron Galaxy that could potentially all port over a Vita game of high quality.
Yeah.
And not only that, now they have experience. So there's that. Plus, with Resident Evil Revelations 2, it's actually cheaper than I think they said it was going to be. So that's something as well. Like, I mean, they're throwing us a bone here. Don't be dicks.
Well, all right. And then the last thing is the Danganronpa. Another episode releases on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5 and Bandai Namco's Pirate Warriors. No game bundle. So I'm assuming he's thinking that Danganronpa, another episode, is going to have a problem with selling well because of Metal Gear Solid 5. Kyle?
I don't think that's the case at all. Well, it's true that those games aren't necessarily like things that are completely polar opposites, that anybody who plays one isn't going to play the other. It is true that one is a portable game and one is a game that you sit in front of a console and play. So, like, I mean, if you're somebody who games all the time, then you're not going to have a problem picking up both these releases, especially since Danganronpa isn't, $70 or whatever the hell Metal Gear Solid 5 is. So there's a lot of factors there, but I think definitely they don't exclude each other, and at the same time, Danganronpa is cheap enough that you could get both and not feel the same, stab as if you bought two brand new PS4 games or something like that. So it's feasible. Plus, they're both amazing games, so I don't think that, as a whole, one releasing near the other is going to affect it. They're both going to sell well, and I think that's just kind of the way it is. As for Bandai Namco's Pirate Warriors No Game Bundle, that's I believe it's the North American edition. There's a Pirate Warriors game put up on the North American store, and if you buy the bundle, you don't get the game. So this is some sort of issue with the PlayStation Store, or how they've uploaded it, or how they've worded things, or something. And basically, watch out for that. So, yeah, I'd probably, wait for somebody to come out and say that it's fixed instead of just randomly going and buying it, because you never know what's going to happen with it getting fixed and all those things. But what I actually think about it is, shit happens. That's pretty much all there is to say. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think people that love Danganronpa are gonna play Danganronpa another episode, regardless if they love Metal Gear Solid 5. Personally, I could care less about Metal Gear Solid. I'm not a fan of it. I've tried. Doesn't interest me. So for me, I would buy this Danganronpa game 3 times before I bought one copy of Metal Gear Solid 5. So I'm sorry
Amen.
for all you Metal Gear Solid fans out there, but it's just not for me, so hey, whatever. But yeah, like I said, if you're a fan of Danganronpa, you're probably going to get Danganronpa as well as Metal Gear Solid if you're a fan of that as well. And the Bandai thing, that's very unfortunate. Hopefully they fix it quick and it doesn't cause too much of a problem for the sale numbers of the Vita version on that. So, yeah, Liam, what about you?
Yeah, I'm actually getting both of these games next week, and I do plan to manage my time between both equally. As in, I'm still playing through the first Danganronpa game, so another episode's going to be sat on my shelf waiting for me to get to it. But yeah, I will be playing through Danganronpa while I'm at work. I get an hour lunch, so I get to eat my lunch within 15 minutes and get 45 minutes Vita time while I'm at work, so that normally helps.
There you go.
Yeah, keep one solely for when you're on your travels, and when you come home after a long day's work, come sit down by the PS4 and play Metal Gear Solid 5. Makes perfect sense to me. And as for the Pirate Warriors bundle, as far as I'm aware, I did see a tweet from Bandai Namco last night saying that this was fixed. So at the time of the recording of the episode, I do believe it has been solved, and you can actually buy the copy of the game in this bundle now.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yep.
So somebody other than us three go buy the game and let us know. Just kidding. But yeah. All right. Thank you, Real Vita Gamer, for your questions. We took a long time in that one. So let's try to speed through these last few here. We got still quite a bit more to go. So Liam, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Our next question comes from Nonskpo, and the we have two questions, and the first one is, if Twitter were to disappear overnight, what social media site would the Vita Lounge move to? So I don't think many people actually know this. Well, not as many as we have on Twitter, but we do actually have a Facebook page as well. So if you were to go over to facebook.com/the Vita Lounge, you would find us there, and we do update that. Not quite as often as the Twitter, but we do actually update it a couple of times a week. Whenever there's a major news story or a review posted, we post it straight on the Facebook as well.
Yeah, I think that
Yep.
that's the logical answer since it's like the next biggest thing. So
Yeah.
definitely Facebook. And
So that's what you're gonna answer to, Tyler? Facebook?
pretty much, I can't think of anything else. Maybe YouTube. I don't know if you can consider that social media though.
See, I think the Vita Lounge should just go to Adult Friend Finder and make some adult friends.
Whoa. There we go. We're all signed up.
Play Dangan and Rampa with, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right. Awkward silence.
We were all thinking about it, weren't we?
Yeah, we're all logging into our accounts, checking our messages.
Anywho.
And the next question from Nanskapo is, does anybody in the team have any excitement or concern over the Vita stretch goal for the upcoming level of Kickstarter? I don't think we have any need to be concerned, it's just, it's coming if we fund it. So,
Well, I think that's the concern right there. If we can fund it, how high is the stretch goal? Is it like $200,000 more than the original stretch goal or the basic stretch goal?
Get the game made, $50,000. Get a Vita version, 1.7 million.
That's the concern right there, Liam.
Yeah. So I guess we just need more information before we can actually find our concerns on this. We need to know what the stretch goal is going to be, how it's going to work. Until that, can't really think of much to say about the Kickstarter itself until it's live. How about you, Tyler?
Oh, I pretty much already said what I wanted to say. I want to know how much the actual stretch goal is. That's my only concern. I don't want it to be way higher than just to get the game funded. So that's really my only concern. But then again, you never know. Kyle?
Pretty much the same. There's some excitement, though I'm not sure exactly what the hell I'd be getting myself into. I'm going to read through that Kickstarter once it goes up. So kind of got to wait for that. And I think, we need more information.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's go on to the next question. Thank you, Non-Skippo, for your question. Kyle, you want to take the next one?
All right. This one's from Luciano at Lighting Luciano. And he asks, what's the buggiest game you've played on your Vita?
I think it would have to be Borderlands 2. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the buggiest one I've played. I've had some crazy stuff happen in that game. And I still enjoy it, which is crazy. But yeah, what about you guys?
For me, it would be Citizens of Earth. When I was reviewing that earlier on in the year, there were several times where the game would just force quit on me. It was in a particular dungeon where it just felt like it was every 5 minutes after I'd got into a random encounter, it would just force quit and I would have to start from the beginning of the dungeon again, and it was rather frustrating. If you actually find the review on the site, there is a screenshot of the game just force quitting, and I decided to put it in the review because
yeah, it's good to know.
because it was just genuinely buggy. But they have released a patch, but I haven't played it since then, so not 100% sure.
Gotcha. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I'd have to say Borderlands 2. There's not a lot that didn't have more problems than Borderlands 2 had when it came out. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say that.
Yeah. I guess, real quick, I'll just say Lost Dimension also had a couple forced closes in moments. Not as much as other games like Borderlands 2 and the craziness that's happened in that game, but every once in a while, just if you are going to get Lost Dimensions, because it just come out in Europe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just save often and you'll be all right. So.
Noted.
All right. Thank you, Luciano, for your question. Let's jump to the next one. And this is from the Cycling Wolf at the Cycling Wolf. He says, I have a topic for the next podcast. 5 games that should be on Vita. And here's his suggestions. Journey, Transistor, Life is Strange, and Never Alone. And I'm pretty sure Never Alone is coming to the Vita. Isn't that wolf, or not wolf, the fox in the Native American person game?
Yes, it is, yeah. And
Yeah, I think
you're absolutely right.
So there you go. Cycling
it is
Wolf.
going to Vita.
Boom! Blew your mind.
You've already got 1 game coming. So think of 2 more, because you only gave us 4. Anyways, yeah. What would mine be? That's 5 games. That's a lot to think about. Grand Theft Auto 1. Not number 1, just Grand Theft Auto. That's my first game. Gran Turismo. Oh my god, I'd love a Gran Turismo on the Vita. Oh man. Battlefield. I'd love a Battlefield on the Vita. Monster Hunter, a real Monster Hunter game. And number, oh my gosh. Think, Tyler, think. It's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it. Oh man. Well, there's a 5th game somewhere in there. I guess, well, he's naming games that are already out. That should be on it. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe I should be just saying games that are already out. But anyways, I want to stick with those 4. Those would be great to have on the Vita. There's certain games. I can't think of a 5th one. So, Liam, what about you?
Mega Man Legacy Collection, which released on PS4 this week. That should definitely have released on Vita as well. I can't see why there would be a problem with them launching it on Vita, other than they're being lazy and just choosing not to launch it on Vita for finance's sake. I'd like to see the Resident Evil remake come on the Vita as well. They've done it with Resident Evil Revelations too, so surely the Resident Evil remake could be on the agenda. The same goes for the Resident Evil 2 remake, which has been announced. We need a Grand Theft Auto remake. Definitely a Grand Theft Auto game on Vita. Whether that's, I think they could probably port Grand Theft Auto 4 onto the Vita. That would be pretty cool. And lastly, I would say Persona 5. We need Persona 5 on Vita.
That was a good one. I'm gonna steal that. That's my 5th one.
I mean, Persona 4 Golden was one of the flagship titles for Vita, so Persona 5 coming to Vita would make sense, but it doesn't seem like Atlas are interested in bringing it to the Vita. They just want to bring it on PS4 and PS3 and be done with it. Which sucks.
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? Wait, did you have one more, or was that it?
No, I was just saying. Anyways, Kyle.
Oh, okay. Kyle?
So I'm going to kind of go outside what you guys said, so I'm going to try not to say anything you guys said. Okay, here's one. Sleeping Dogs. That was one of my favorite games on PS3. I meant to get the PS4 edition, except apparently it was kind of crap, so good I skipped that. But I would love to play that on Vita. That's one of those games that I can just drive around and fucking kill people in. Because I'm not a big Grand Theft Auto fan. So, anywho, that one. Also, I would kill for a skate game or an SSX game on Vita.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, I think we need more extreme sports, and as much as I love Ollie Ollie, I would love to see something that's actually realistic looking. Now, I'm not saying, super awesome graphics, but if it played, I'd be cool with that. Also, NHL. I think we need a friggin' NHL game. I think that's, a staple of any handheld portable that has PlayStation name on it. And the fact that they had such a decent one for PSP in the Gretzky NHL games, in my opinion, and they didn't have anything for Vita, kind of pissed me off. So, man. And for my last game, I will pick Dead Space, because that is one of my favorite games of all time. and we need more horror games on Vita. So there you go.
Well, all right. Quite a diverse list there.
Indeed.
So you want to read this next part, Kyle?
All right, so the Cycling Wolf was also kind enough to send us a North American game code to give away for the Lego Movie video game. If you're interested in winning, all you have to do is be the first to tweet at Teflon Tactics, that's at TEFLONTACTICS, with the answer to this question. What did Tyler's mommy almost throw away on him? And I want the full name of the item spelled properly. Got to make it a little bit hard so that, ain't slackers out there. Pay attention.
Yeah.
So thank you to the Cycling Wolf for that. You can thank him in your tweet. We gave his Twitter there, and it's obviously easy. And yeah, Lego Movie video game, North American game code. Answer that question.
Well, all right. Thank you, the Cycling Wolf, for your question and your generosity with that game code. So we are going to head into Guess That Game. Oh, yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Well, all right. So if you're
Hey. Before we even start, I think the numbers in the thing here are wrong. Isn't it 5-2, Tyler?
Yeah, it is.
My bad.
Selling yourself short, man.
Oh, man.
Indeed. I wouldn't want to, misrepresent here.
That's true. Well, all right. Anyways, Guess That Game, if you are new to the show, is a game where I read off a description from the ESRB, and it is Kyle and Liam's job to guess that game. There's 3 games in this contest here. First person to 2 games gets a point. Kyle is at 5 points, and Liam is at 2. So it's time for Kyle to get a very commanding lead, or for Liam to catch right back up. So are you guys both ready?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. This game was actually in last week's episode, but it wasn't read because it was the 3rd game, because Kyle won both games. So, fun fact. Anyways, here we go. This is a first-person shooter in which players join rebel forces to take down an oppressive corporation on the fictional planet of Pandora. As players explore...
Borderlands 2.
Yep. Bingo is his name-o. Liam's got 1 point.
All right.
All right, Kyle, the pressure's on. Here's the second game. This is a role-playing game in which players assume the role of a young student, K, who must battle monsters assisted by his mind, a weapon being with deadly powers.
Mind zero.
Kyle gets the point.
Boom.
Oh.
Ooh, here we go.
1-1.
The tie-breaking game. This one's a very easy game, so you guys both should be able to get it. No pressure. All right, here we go. This is an adventure platformer in which players help a character deliver messages in a papercraft
Tearaway.
Tearaway.
Oh, Liam gets it.
Yes.
Liam has 3 points now. It is 5-3. That one was close. Woo!
That was close.
I'm sweating over here. Not even do anything. Anyways, there you go. That was Guess That Game. Thank you guys for playing.
And as your prize for winning, Liam, you can check this out.
Yeah, get on it, Liam.
So, my check this out for this week would be Steins Gate. It's currently reduced on the European PlayStation Store to £17.99.
Oh,
and
la-di-da.
It launches in the US this week, so if you haven't played it, or if it's launching in your country this week, be sure to get through that, because it is fun. It's definitely worth a go. And we give it a 5 out of 5 on the site, so it's the only game to do 5 out of 5, so yeah, pick it up. It's fun. It's good.
Well, all right. I can't really say much to that because it just came out and I still haven't got my copy yet. So, but like you said, 5 out of 5 on our site, so it should be good. All right, Kyle, we got threads here. What are we going to check out?
We have a thread, Tyler, and that thread is called Vita Acknowledgement. Basically, Miguel from the forum created a thread talking about all the different things that people talk about when it comes to Vita. The bad things that we see in the news. No games, no Sony games, Legacy Edition, no West support, all the bullshit. There's a lot of really good posts so far on that thread, so it's really interesting to see kind of how people see things and read some of the responses, because some of them are really on point. So I would get in that thread, and if you've got, you know, an opinion or whatever on any of those subjects or other subjects on the Vita that you think need talking about, that's the place to do it. So Vita Acknowledgement, and it's in the PlayStation Vita General Discussion subforum. So there you go.
Well, all right. Go on and check it out. That is it, though, for episode 90. Let's get on out of here, guys.
Let's bounce.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's bounce. Anyways, if you've got listener mail or comments, contact us via mediaservices@thevitalounge.net. You can find everything we talked about at thevitalounge.net. The news, reviews, featured articles, store updates, podcast, a community forum, and a magazine, both digital and physical. You can support the site and get said physical copies of the magazine via patreon.com/thevitalounge. We are on Twitter. Just look up at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PSVITA Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. Liam is at Liam Hangover. We are also on Facebook. Just look up facebook.com/ I think, yeah, I said that completely wrong. Just search the Vita Lounge. You'll find it. Go to YouTube. We are on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. We post up previews for upcoming releases. We also post up the podcast, so get onto there and subscribe. This podcast is available also on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, and via direct download on the site. So subscribe to us on there, rate us, let us know how we're doing. And that is it for episode 90 of the Vita Cast. Boobs.
Boobs.
The quest for bigger boobs.
That's a mighty fine quest.
Certainly is. I like boobs.